Alright, guys, we are here. We're back with a. Did we discuss whether it was a marsupial or a. What are ferrets?
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's figure this out now.
Alright.
What is a ferret? Okay.
Yeah.
Ferret is a domesticated polecat kept as a pet or used, especially in Europe, for catching rabbits. It is typically albino or brown. Okay. Hold on. Okay, let's refine this some more. Is a ferret a marsupial or a mammal? It is a marsupial.
I just looked it up myself.
Wait, no. Wait, this is confusing. No, ferrets are not marsupials. Okay. Um. Okay, if they're not,
So you're in the same family as a weasel.
they're just considered weasels. So they're not marsupials and they're not mammals. They're just weasel.
All right. So everybody, welcome to the show with our favorite weasel, ferrets.
I hate this already.
How are you, buddy? You good?
I'm tired.
You're tired? Yeah. We just spent a minute and a half trying to figure out if ferrets were marsupials or weasels. But anyway, let's jump into it. So without further ado, this patch does not contain all the intended features. By the way, Star Citizen links, glad that you could copy me after criticising my videos being shitty for, 2 years now. As they note, become available. Additionally, some features may be implemented in a partial state. Testing focus. Crusader is obviously the major testing focus, but obviously RSL landing zones. Law system version 2 surrender. Power management version 2, which is capacitor gameplay. Missile operator mode. Radar scanning. Yeah.
So I just found out something on the ferret. Apparently, a ferret is considered the pest, and they have the pest alert in Australia.
Yes, it's illegal to keep ferrets in Australia as pets.
God dang, I'm freaking outlawed in Australia.
Yeah, you're a bigger pest than Steve Irwin was. But anyway, radar scanning, ping, tier 0, limited ship builds, Aurora MR, Mustang Alpha, Gladius, 300i, Vanguard Warden, F7C, what? F7CM, Retaliator, Hammerhead, Arrow, and Buccaneer. So, we do have some gas cloud issues, or known issues. Gas clouds on the Crusader appear to have moving graphical artifacts that appear to have dots. Current clouds are still in development and not final. Large frame rate drops in most areas of Orison. I presume that would be something that you'd want to fix.
Prefer.
Yes, various UI markers are fade in and hard to read. You still haven't figured out how to put the shadow on the writing yet, have you, CIG? Orison elevator buttons can be missing up close, unable to shoot with hammerhead turrets, ammo displayed as 0 out of 0. Indicator showing how much quantum fuel in vehicle is remaining is always displays as nil. Male character animations when entering cockpits, pilot seats jumps apart from the movement sequence. Missions do not recognize players entering zone and AI unresponsive. There are uneven physics proximity at the hospital entrance, which prevents player from taking trolleys, walking frames, and gurneys in and out of the hospital. Oh, interesting. Multiple ships can be observed having looped animations with their missile racks, impacting their ability to fire their payload. The pilot's weapons HUD will no longer be visible after exiting a turret. Cave FPS missions is withdrawn when nearing a planet or cave. AI ship nameplates are missing and shown as placeholder. Intense fog can be seen in the docking port interiors of all rest stops. The player has no collision when they are manning the mining turret of the Rock DS. That's preventing, obviously, damage from weapon fire. There is flashing that occurs intermittently when the vehicle, when viewing the VMA in the Mobiglass, and the emotes do not work via chat or pit. So apart from all that, it's working perfectly fine. To be honest, a lot of those aren't major bugs. It's just things that they can work on, obviously. The major bug, or the major problem they have to fix, the major blocker, is the frame rate drops, stuff like that. I presume the hammerhead turrets displaying a 0 is just because of the whole capacitors thing, so that just has to be tuned in. Orison elevator buttons are missing up close. That's just a culling thing. That's not mad. But yeah, the large frame rate drops in most areas of Orison, and that seems to be the biggest thing that they need to fix. And also the missions, the cave missions, withdrawn when entering a planet. That's obviously a pretty big thing too, because that's going to impact on missions. New gameplay features. Gameplay. Missile operator mode. Missile operator mode is a new operator mode that will be used to separate the gun and the missile torpedo gameplay within the ships. Using this mode will give pilots more control over what the missile torpedoes are fired and give them more character and purpose in combat. They should no longer be viewed as just another weapon, but have a more distinct and important role in the overall flow. So to access the operator mode, access to the operator mode is given by key binding, default middle mouse button. On a toggle, toggling in and out of this mode will enter the default mode for the seat. Upon accessing the mode, player will lose control of any other ship weapons and gain control of the missile system. All other weapons will return to neutral gimbal position, stop tracking, etc., while the missile weapon system will deploy. The ship will be While the missile weapon system deploy, the ship will emit increased signals. So selecting ordnance, players will now be able to lock and fire one kind of missile class at a time. So you got the Ignite, the Rattler, Arrestor. Not just the size or tracking type. In addition, each missile rack will only be able to stock one model of missile. So if you have 2 missile racks, you can stock 2 types of missiles, presumably?
Maybe.
So that'd be good if you want to do, like, for example, if you want to put, like, say there's like an EMP missile, for example, and then there's a explosive missile. You know, you might be able to use the EMP to arrest people and the explosive missile to make people disappear. So obviously you got locking on target, you got firing ordnance. We're not going to go through all the gameplay. We'll obviously make a video when that comes out. And that way we can put like animations and show what it actually looks like. Feature updates, locations, further performance optimizations, pulse pass on Orison landing zones, LODs, assets and lighting. Gameplay, radar, scanning and ping T0. They've overall, this is what I'm actually interested in. It's the second thing I'm interested in besides Orison. We've overhauled the radar, scanning and ping system. Does now does a ping from your ship that will radar used as passive local. That doesn't make sense, but anyway, I believe what they're meaning to say is that it'll send out a ping from your ship that is used to passively locate and track contacts. Blobs are generated when an entity's signature strength is strong enough to reach the radar, but not otherwise strong enough to be detected as a contact. These blobs are usually divided into cuboids. The ships display and indicate a volume of space to investigate. So it's sort of like, hey, there's something over here. Go track it down when you get closer. We have IFCS thruster wind volume effects. So, building onto the thruster wind volume features to create visual effects for the atmospheric flight. This adds the ability for IFCS thruster wind volumes to affect ground materials like dust, snow, more accurately with new dynamic effects when flying low to the planet's surfaces. That's cool. I like that. That means when you fly like close to the planet, the snow or dust will be kicked up by the engines, or when you're landing and taking off, it'll be affected. That's pretty cool. Ship capacitor, weapons, and flight balance pass. Added option to automatically enable boost during space braking. Added Bezier curves to support fine-tuning towards full capacitor assignments. Lower ballistic ammo counts and balanced weapon damage for ships. Cannons have less ammo regen costs. Reduced delay for size 5 plus energy weapons. Increase the hammerhead's hull strength. Cool.
Finally.
Cortec updated the main menu background and video, and apparently we do have a video of it, or an image of it, but I can't find it. So Fez, if you could send it to me while I'm reading this up.
You want the video or
just an image? So we'll put it up on the screen. While Fez is doing that, major bug fixes. So they fixed an issue causing purchasable carry items to disappear very quickly after they've dropped. Thank God for that. Got sick of trying to find my water bottle that dropped. Star map and equipment manager interface should no longer be blurry when on a pilot seat. Fixed an issue causing ship holograms to be displayed when not in scanning mode. Decoys should now correctly protect from IR heat signatures. Players should now be able to rearm missiles using the VMA. Top weapon mount on the Hornet should now properly power and regen energy-based weapons. Quantum traveling from Crusader to any other Crusader should no longer result in the player's ship exploding while in transit. That's probably a good thing. IFCS autopilot near Hangar 1 in Orison should no longer prevent ships from taking off or landing. Small square-like dots should no longer appear on the floor around the elevator of Orison's bar. There's a bar at Orison, at least we know that now. Fixed missing gas collision in the viewing platform near the whale statue in Orison. The volumetric cloud graphics setting should now persist if the player restarts their client. Scanning mode should now work correctly in the Anvil Hornet. Buccaneer quantum drive should now work correctly. Fixed an issue could cause sometimes a docked Merlin to be out of position when a player re-enters the game in their constellation. I noticed that yesterday in one of the videos I was watching with someone else. Second player spawning a ship to a docked collar at a space station should no longer sometimes cause the ship still in the vicinity of the tube to lose collision. MDF function should no longer be locked if the player opens the pit wheel while highlighted in MDF. Thruster VFX should no longer persist if you exit the pilot seat of the 300 series. Fixed an issue causing players not to get an armistice violation for locking targets in green zones. Rental ASOPs should no longer be wrong price when renting ships for 3, 7 or 30 days. Fixed an issue causing multi-tool not to be able to scan deposits.
That sucks.
Oh no, they fixed that issue. So that's a good thing.
Oh, okay.
Fixed an issue causing some missiles not to have audio when fired. Arena Commander race mode matches should no longer intermittently end if the player rams into each other. Fixed an issue causing gravity in Crusher Prison to be higher than intended. Players should no longer be able to access the prison's mine caves through the surface of the planet. Arclight Pistol variant, skin variant should no longer be missing ammo count. The Tavaran war dress white uniform jacket texture should no longer appear very zoomed in. Fixed an issue causing certain NPCs around the PU not to have conversations upon conversation options UI anymore. They fixed 10 client crashes and 5 server crashes. Alright, so that image. Oh. So it is. There it is, there guys. That's the new background that you'll have for your loading screen. Or not for your loading screen, for your menu. pretty cool.
It
Actually.
does move.
It does move. Yeah, I imagine like ships flying around and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that is pretty cool. Alright. Thoughts on the patch? Besides it's about time.
I honestly can't wait. I mean, it does look pretty good.
Mm.
I'm really excited for the missile operator mode
Mm.
and scanning.
Mm. And Orison, of course.
Right. I forgot about that place.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Orison. I'm looking forward to the new scanning. And missile operator mode, that's a little bit. But at the end of the day, obviously, look, it's, you know, like, let's face it, it's mostly for Orison, right? That's mostly the reason why we're going to be checking this patch out is Orison. So, yeah. And it does not finish the Stanton system, but this is all the major landing zones now in Stanton. So that is, it's a pretty big milestone. It really, really is. So
I mean, we need to get the freaking what do you call it? The well, what's that one place? Is that big asteroid gate?
the Astraville something. Yeah, I saw it yesterday when I was looking at the roadmap.
Aaron's Halo. That's what it's called.
Close.
Yeah. Once we get that, that's pretty much all of the locations for Stanton.
Yeah. So I did say it's obviously the landing zone. Orison is the final landing zone for Stanton. It's, look, by all means, guys, this is obviously not going to be the end of Orison, of Stanton being modified, changed, improved on. We still have hospitals and all that sort of stuff that's coming. We're also getting Orison version 2, which is coming out, I think, at the end of the year, for the 16 patch, I think it is. So at the end of the day, obviously they're still going to keep obviously going through editing, revising, changing. You know, we're also getting the colony stations or the colony outposts coming in. That's going to change the Stanton system a little bit. Also, you know, they've also talked about putting in private habs and stuff like that. So, you know, I presume eventually you'll be able to go over to, for example, ArcCorp or you'll be able to go to Area 18 or Microtech or whatever it may be, and you'll be able to buy your own private hab or rent your private hab for a week, a month, a year, whatever it may be. So, you know, at the end of the day, but they're going to constantly keep modifying Stanton. It's not the end of Stanton being changed. It's just the final landing zone being put in for that system. So that's why it's a little bit monumental. It's like, you know, hey, all the landing zones are in now. But all means it's not going to be the end of the modification that happens to the Stanton system.
Right.
And, you know, they're going to constantly keep changing tech and improving tech. They're going to improve the gas cloud tech and all that sort of stuff. So at the end of the day, obviously, that's it's pretty cool. Apart from that, do we want to talk about the video that came out in Star Citizen this morning, or do we want to make that a separate video?
Actually, I haven't watched that, so I don't really know what's
separate video it is. Probably we might cover that tomorrow, guys. Because Fess hasn't watched it.
Maybe I've been busy, all right.
He's been a very, very busy pest. But guys, it was pretty good. It was Chris and Sandy, and they did answer questions regarding server meshing and what's happening with iCache and stuff like that. But we'll talk about that tomorrow after you've watched it. Apart from that, guys, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Apart from that, guys, obviously this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button if you're new to the channel. Welcome and subscribe. I'd also just like to once again welcome Star Citizen Leaks to the shitty content that no one apparently wants to watch. In which case, they're going to go through and copy everybody else doing said shitty content that supposedly no one else wants to watch. Right, hater? It's good to see you jumped aboard at it. Apart from that, guys, have a great night. Let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. And apart from that, guys, have a great night. And we'll see you tomorrow. I say bye.
Yeah, bye.
Have a good night, everybody.